Hi, Heather.
Hey, Angie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm excited to hear all about the treasure.
Yeah, so we got after last night's christening, we got a little tour of the treasure today. Um, and we started by going to the World of Marvel restaurant. And so the um, interesting thing is, so because it's doing 7-night cruises, they have two shows, right? And
Okay.
so um, this show, it's a Groot show. It's like Adventure Celebration Groot remixed, and
Okay.
I don't want to give away too much of the plot. But what's neat is these quantum cores that are
Mm-hmm.
on the table.
Mm-hmm.
In the other show, like I feel like they're kind of pointless. Like you push the button,
And nothing really happens. Yeah.
right? So in this, what happens is in between the little story moments, the quantum core, the trivia question will pop up on these screens, and then you'll click a color-coded button on the bottom, and it will go green if it's correct or red if it's incorrect. So it's like a fun trivia game that you can play along while you're eating. So it's not just sort of like kind of pointless, which I kind of thought it was like during the Ant-Man show.
Oh, that's neat. I like that.
So, but and then we didn't get a full like meal of what we kind of got a sampler of different food. Obviously, it's very similar to cruise line food that you would know. So I don't know if there's anything super new there. But one thing that we do have that's new is the treasure suite on this ship. Oh, sorry, the um, funnel suite is themed to Epcot.
Yes.
So you get a there's a lot of fun little Epcot touches throughout it. Include like there's Figment in this room here. You can see on the wall there, and then there's also sorry, this is not a very user-friendly system, but they have all sorts of kind of interesting a lot of Figment. So if you go in here, actually, hang on. If you go into the main room, there's a Figment statue that is kind of hidden amongst like around the main dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go and see that, it's another touch. I think we counted like 5 different Figments in the whole suite. So so like here's one that's kind of in the main, and actually this is the bedroom. So it has that sort of Epcot themes of imagination, journey, discover, explore, as well as Figment reading there. And actually I got my own photos, which I'll use instead because they're not as good, but they are easier to use. And we can go through that, but yeah, it's I think it's a bit of an upgrade. That Moana, the funnel suite on the Wish had that.
Moana, right?
Yeah, it's Moana, but like it had that thing that never really worked. The one thing they also added is a frosted screen on that front window that goes out to the adult area.
So when you're in your living room, nobody can see in while they're at the pool.
Right. Okay. So that was a nice addition, I think. And then, one thing that's interesting about these, the adult lounges are kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same here on the Treasure. But I did like a lot of the spaces. I would think I still would have preferred having like a dedicated area like you have on the 4 first ships.
Mm-hmm.
But so here's the Scat Cat Lounge, and this is our publicist Melanie, and she's actually showing they actually put her cat into this poster.
Oh.
Cool. But so you can see Scat Cat Lounge. Here's the piano man, and there's dancing on the front of the piano.
Oh, that's fun.
And here's a look at some of the menus that you can see. So in the dancing pattern on the piano. So, and then these glasses, you can't really see in these pictures, but they
pictures aren't
have
coming up now.
in the bottom.
I can't see the pictures now.
Oh, sorry. There we go. There you go. The cat's on the bottom of the glasses.
Oh, that's like etched in the glass?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So
what a fun little touch.
Yeah, so it's a nice little space. So this is where Nightingale's was on the Wish. For those
now,
of
do you know if they do like the fun, crazy cocktails like Nightingale's does, or is it more just straight typical drinks?
You know, I looking because I think I did get the cocktail menu, but I don't know. I don't know if they do the sort of
like the effects,
the smoke and thing that they do on the Wish. They really didn't focus on that as much as they did on the Wish.
Okay.
But they really liked these mugs. But so that was it. I think Nightingale's is a nice place, but I think this was a little bit of an upgrade in my opinion. But it was, the one that I think is definitely an upgrade is the Periscope Pub, which is themed to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So here's some of the drinks from that that you can see here, and this they definitely do like the smoke bubble and that kind of thing.
This is your Instagram drink place to go then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and they have the food too as well. Down the hatch.
That's really cool.
Little churro bites. And then a lot of details focused to the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea film. And then you can't really see in this picture, but there are nautical life will like kind of shadows of it will go over you as well.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
So little details like that. And here's the menu. And what's weird is this menu has like a face in it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know why.
Like very vaguely, yeah, in the center of the pan. Oh,
and it kind of moves while like you're going through it. It's very odd, but.
Now, did you see Skipper Society? How was that?
Yeah, so I think that was actually a lot of fun. Like once again, a lot of fun. Like you could play up the puns. I like the Bayou, but the Skipper Society I think is just better suited for that space because it's a smaller space, and it so you can just kind of do I think more with it. But you can see here they have the Skipper sipper cup thing with the monkeys from the attraction. A lot of puns here, a lot of detail. It's they have these paddles. A lot of this artwork here on the stage, I think, is really cool. Can you
put the pictures up, please?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the artwork here on the stage, I think, is cool.
Oh, nice.
And they've got a lot. You can see, kind of going to that storyline of the refurbished attraction, with Alberta Falls and the different folks there. You can see the sipper here I was talking about before.
Okay, yeah.
And these paddles, you can see here one says 71, the other one says 55.
Okay.
Oh yeah, obviously celebrating
all the nods for us Disney geeks that are big park fans.
And then you can see here like to Alberta Falls, signed to WD December 5th. And I think this is a place you can kind of get lost in a lot of the fun details here. Yeah,
it looks like that's pretty cool.
And then I was just going to show if I got a picture. Oh, it does have charging outlets as a USB-C and an A. So, if you're trying to get your Navigator app, and you see this life preserver has the 718, kind of like how on the Matt Dream, they have the 687 lounge because that was the whole number of that chip. 718 was the whole number of the treasure.
Yeah, I like this. Looks like it looks like it belongs in a theme park. Like, it has all the cool hidden details, and you really have to pay attention.
Yeah, that was one of the things they really tried to kind of say is like they wanted to embrace the theme park nature of it, and a lot of theme park IP.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously the big one I'll show you now. A lot of these pictures are going to be blurry just because I didn't filter them, but we went to the Haunted Mansion Parlor, and so
Now, this is the
and
one I'm looking forward to the most.
and I got to say that this is such an upgrade from the Star Galactic, Star Speed Lounge, Hyperspace Lounge. Um, the special, like I was kind of not looking. I kind of thought like, oh, it's gonna be like Madame Leota projected on the glass and behind you. There's so much detail, so much show, and we just got a fraction of it. But so I mean, one of the cool things here is they have these like custom sodas, these sugar-free sodas that when you
Oh,
turn them upside down, they like glow with these like sort of spectral things. They
that's
also have here they are, the sodas here.
that's
So
neat.
I'm gonna try one of all these. They all sound great. Because I don't drink alcohol, so
Yeah, I like that they're doing something cool for people who don't drink alcohol. You still get the cool drink too.
yeah, here's the bat holding the two glasses.
I feel like
Um,
that's a thing I don't need, but I would buy in a heartbeat.
so here's this. So for Haunted Mansion fans, yeah. So for the Museum of the Weird, Rolly Crump wanted a ghost fish effect, and so they made that work here. So it's pretty cool. So this is the entrance. Um, the tambourines. They
Mhm.
once again they do the foam kind of thing to kind of give it that spectral vibe.
Okay.
The Haunted Mansion, the Ghost Host Sipper. I'm sorry, the Hatbox Ghost Sipper here as well. Um, this is This is a bust of Rolly Crump melting as a tribute to the Candleman effect. You never really got to see it come to
Oh,
life.
that's really cool. That's cool.
And then, nope, I think I'll get a good picture of that. But these paint. So here you see Madame Leota in the
Oh, she's kind of like
background.
floating through the air.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then you see the Ghost Host, and these portraits kind of melt away to reveal the guy. They start off as sort of as the Haunted, if you're familiar with the Haunted Mansion, as the normal portraits, and they sort of melt away to reveal the ghostly versions of it. It's
Okay.
really cool. It's not like in the Haunted Mansion,
Or it's
but
just
it's
a
a way to
spot.
take. Yeah, it's sort of a twist on that. So it's pretty cool.
Now I'm
You can see
assuming
here they're melting. It's blur. Like you can see how they kind of melt away to reveal the
Oh yeah,
ghost.
yeah, yeah. It looks like it's blurry, but they're not. They're melting. That's
Yeah,
cool. Now this I'm assuming is going to be like Hyperspace Lounge where you have to get a reservation and good
yeah.
luck.
They didn't give us any sort of operational questions about it. So yeah, I mean, this place is gonna be packed.
Mhm.
This is,
I mean, this is where I want to go first thing when I board.
yeah, this is going to be, I know that the Haunted Mansion one kind of, the Star Wars one started kind of busy and then kind of went down. I think this is going to be consistently busy.
Busy, yeah.
And then the new restaurant that replaces Arendelle is Plaza de Coco. And they once again they have two shows. This is set up for the second show. So the first
Okay.
show is more of a celebration of family, and the second show is celebrating the Day of the Dead. So the lighting changes,
Oh, that's neat.
and you have all this great food. This is how the stage was set up when we entered, and then we got a little bit of a snippet. So there's Miguel and Mama Imelda and Hector, and this is that walkway as you go up there, just all these details.
I mean, just the colors are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and I want to show you. So this is the ofrenda, that they have as you enter, and you can see, they put Hector's face back on the picture film. So, and then all these Alebreje statues.
I mean, I
Throughout.
love that they managed to make a ship. Oh, look, his guitar's missing. I like that they managed to make this ship look like a Mexican hacienda. Like the walls look like they're adobe, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a neat little space. And here's a bit broader picture of this ofrenda. It's just so
Oh,
huge.
that's really big. That's really pretty.
There's Hector, mariachis come in and perform. The plates
Oh,
have, it's a pretty neat space. So, and then, going to the grand hall, the Wish was always built as like as a castle on the sea. This one's a palace going on to more of an Agrabah feel. Obviously, the statue. So this is representative of a fountain because it's a palace about a fountain. So they have the.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then in front of 1923, just like they do on the Wish, they have a lot of tribute to, the Walt Disney Company, including Walt and Roy here. There's the lamp, which will be part of Enchanted Adventure. That's why it sort of has those speakers under it.
Gotcha.
And then that's the chandelier.
Now, do you know if they do a goodnight kiss on the treasure?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be a welcome moment like there is on the Wish, and then here's the statue.
Oh, that's great. I love that. I love the greenery on it.
Yeah, so there will be we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. That they're kind of keeping close to the vest, but there will be a good night, a kiss goodnight, as they say.
Okay.
And they still have the stage, and so we had you can see here they have these trunks set up, and so the performers that kind of tell the story. We got Peter Pan, and that's what they do in the Grand Hall.
All right. I like it. I like that they brought it on the Wish and now the treasure, that they kind of bring it to life as opposed to just a place you would pass through.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful ship. It still has the sort of layout of the Wish, but it is. I don't want to say it's more beautiful. It's hard to say, in the couple hours we were there, but it's definitely not a carbon copy. I mean, there's some elements, like the kids club has a lot of similar areas, but still some differences.
Okay.
So it still has the the Star Wars Bay, the Princess Hall, and the WDI section.
Okay, yeah, that all looks familiar. Avengers, all that. So is there a slide going down into that like there is on the Wish, or no?
Yes, there is. Just like they told us it's faster, but I think that might just be I don't know that it really is, but in time. But yeah, you slide right down from deck 3 down to deck 2, and they have their own space. This is a cool little sort of 3D puzzle of the ship itself. The Small World Nursery, maquettes of the statue that's in the Grand Hall, imagining, and then this is more of a toddler play area.
Okay. Cute.
And then they have the simulator too, where you can, come and make your own ride with your Disney band. So
that's fun.
So yeah, so I mean, you as our travel partner at Mouse Fan Travel, you have a real insight as to what the ship will be doing, right? So it's doing 7 night cruises out of Port Canaveral.
Yeah, which I'm excited about because if you're familiar with Disney Cruise Line at all, they tend to take their newest ships and put them on their most popular routes, which are the 3 and 4 nights, because everybody wants to go to Walt Disney World and then take a cruise. But I think that they had a lot of feedback from guests when the Wish came out that guests wanted it to be longer. They wanted to do longer sailings, and Disney listened and they put the treasure on the longer Caribbean sailings, which I'm excited about because these ships have so much to do and so much detail. You need the full 7 nights to really experience them.
And I mean, it's an area from, I don't want to just parrot press releases, but unprecedented growth, because you have the Disney Destiny will be doing 5 nights out of Fort Lauderdale. In fact, when we landed in New York, and I see a Disney Cruise Line ad for the Disney Destiny. And then
we've already moved on from the treasure.
And it was funny because they were like, they kept talking about like, oh, enjoy the rest of your adventure. And I was like, no, wait, that's another ship.
Which is coming out around pretty soon anyway, on the other side of the world.
And we should, I know we're talking about the treasure, but we should talk about that because those booking dates are coming up soon, right?
They're coming up in a couple next week. No, not next. That's Thanksgiving. I want to say in like 2 weeks. They're coming up really soon.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I think for the adventure, it is a ship that is geared towards the Asian market. It's going to be based out in Asia. So it's going to miss some of the bells and whistles that we as Americans are used to and we like. But my goodness, if you've ever wanted to go to Japan and Tokyo Disneyland, what a way to do it. Like, get yourself out, let's get you on the adventure, and then we'll add on some stay at the parks afterwards. It's going to be fantastic.
yeah, and it's really close to Hong Kong Disneyland. So, you can really
Also, I think people forget about Hong Kong Disneyland. I have a lot of clients that will say, I want to go to Tokyo and then we want to do Shanghai while we're there. And people tend to overlook Hong Kong because it's a smaller park. But I mean, I know you've been to Hong Kong. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
It's amazing. Yeah, it is small. I mean, there's no way around, but there's some really unique attractions there, and there's this sense of scale there that just makes it feel so adorable, and the fandom there is so passionate.
Yeah, I really loved it. I like you said, the attractions, the Grizzly, I want to call it Grizzly River Run, but that's not it. But the roller coaster, and then Phantom Manor, it's incredible. It's just not Phantom Manor, that's Paris, but they're
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor with Albert the monkey. It's so much fun. It's worth the stop. Just going over, and the hotels there are probably some of my favorite. I think they're a lot nicer than some of the ones in Florida, so it's worth it.
And they're growing too. I mean, they just opened up World of Frozen. Mm-hmm. They have an Avengers attraction coming.
Yeah.
So the adventure bookings start for Pearl Castaway Club members the evening of Tuesday, December 3rd, and then it kind of cascades all the way to public bookings on the evening of December 9th. Yeah. So, whether you're a Castaway Club member or a Vacation Club member, Adventure Insiders, kind of depends on where you are in here.
Yeah, and if you're at all interested, I would get in there right away as soon as your booking window opens, because I think the first round of sailings on that are going to be very, very popular.
I agree. And
you have not only the Asian market that wants to go, also the Australian market. That's not so far from them, and so everybody is going to be trying to get on this ship.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I mean, just going back to the treasure for a second, there's so many great spaces on that ship. If you go to going back to the now that we got the picture set up, the tower suite, which I have some fancy name for, but you can see this, these sort of panels that if you look closer, the Epcot, iconography.
It's not up.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's cool. It's like the old Epcot.
Right. So, the Living Seas, World of Motion here. I think Imagination. And, even just the wall has that sort of spaceship Earth texture. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. But there's so many different spaces on the ship that, like, when those bookings do open, if you not that you need to be in a fancy suite like this, but to get the room you want, you definitely want to get in early.
Absolutely.
If you can.
Absolutely, especially if you want a fancy suite, but just for anything.
But so how can folks, you are great partners. How can folks get in touch with you guys if they want to book a treasure or adventure or whatever?
Yeah, our website is mousefantravel.com. We also have our Instagram, which is MEI and Mousefan Travel, and you can find us on Facebook. So send us a message, fill out a request form. You'll be matched with a Disney Cruise Line specialist agent, and we'll reach out and we'll chat with you about what it is you're looking for, whatever ship it may be. And if it happens to be one that is not open for booking yet, we're going to keep your information on file and reach out and get you that quote the second we're able to when the booking window opens. But what's cool about booking with us is it doesn't cost you any extra money, but we're also going to monitor your reservation. So if there is a price drop that comes out, we're going to get that applied for you. You don't have to do anything. It just happens. And it kind of just takes the stress out of it. So you're not sitting on the phone talking to Disney or trying to get your reservation booked or adjusted.
I mean, I work with you guys because, you know, you don't, it's hard. You have what you want. And then like, you don't remember like, oh, I got to call now. I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. or stay up till late at night. If you're looking at the adventure, you know, and you just take care of it and you reach out and you ask us the questions we didn't know. And then as things come up, you know, whether it's booking windows or things like that, you reach out to us. So it just makes it a lot easier, you know, because especially if you take a lot of vacations, it's like, you know, you can lose track, or, you know, you like, it's, you don't want planning a vacation to become a job.
We're basically your personal assistant for your vacations. We're not here to take any of the fun away. I know a lot of people love to do their dining reservations or their short excursion bookings. You want to do that, you go ahead and do that. But we're going to keep track of all the details and kind of just keep you on task. So you're not forgetting booking windows. You're not missing anything. You know, we take care of the details. If you want us to do those things for you, we can, but we're not going to take the fun away from you if that's what you love to do.
Well, thanks so much, Heather. I know we're going to have a lot more about the Disney Treasure in the days to come. And we'll be coming back on, we'll be going on the ship in just about, let's see, two weeks or so. 2.5 weeks.
I'm so excited to see all of your photos when you're on there.
And you know, it's we'll have a little bit more time there. We won't be rushing through trying to capture things as we run through them, but you'll be seeing a lot more from the Disney Treasure from us, and, you know, the Disney Destiny and Adventure as we get closer to next year too. So, you know, it's and if you haven't seen it, we also went to Lookout Key last week and saw what that looks like for the holidays, which is kind of cool. So as they celebrate their first holiday season.
That's exciting. Yeah.
So thanks so much, Heather.
Thanks for having me. It's fun.
Right, take care.
Bye.